Hi, it's Dr. David Greene, founder and CEO of R3 Stem Cell, the global leader in regenerative therapies. We're discussing first-class stem cells in Mexico for economy pricing. All right, as I go through, I'm going to discuss what can stem cells help with, why would you want to go to Mexico for stem cell therapy, why choose R3 Stem Cell, including our first-class stem cells, our quality control for safety, the economy pricing, our comparisons to CPI, Panama, Bioxcellerator, a little bit about our outcomes and protocols, and then I'll mention our free consultation. All right, so it's important to note that stem cell therapy is not a cure for a non-malignant condition that we treat. However, it can improve a lot of different conditions, especially when traditional therapies fail, such as with arthritis, trying to avoid surgery, autoimmune conditions, and that's a vast swath of them, such as RA, diabetes, psoriasis. It's a long list. Stroke, whether it's ischemic or hemorrhagic, both types of diabetes, kidney, heart, lung failure, autism spectrum disorder, chronic fatigue, neuropathy, spinal cord injury, MS, ALS, muscular dystrophy, and ataxia, just to name a few. So here's some typical scenarios we hear all the time. We do a ton of autism cases with stem cells, and typically the pediatrician says, oh, don't do it, there's not enough evidence, yada, yada. But then the question is, well, what else do you have left to offer? And the answer is, nothing. And they haven't seen all of the research that's been done around the world showcasing the safety and the effectiveness of stem cells for autism. Also, we hear this where your pulmonologist says, oh, don't do it, there's not enough evidence or whatnot showing it can help with COPD, when there actually is a lot of evidence, and they don't have anything else left to offer you as well. Your neurologist tells you that your stroke recovery has stopped. That's pretty common. A year, 2 years after your stroke, natural recovery is over, and there's nothing left that they have to offer you, but stem cell therapy can help provide improvements way after that time frame. Or your nephrologist says there's nothing left for your kidneys, you're going to need to go on dialysis soon, when in actuality, we've helped many, many individuals avoid the need for dialysis with stem cells. So why do people go to Mexico for stem cell therapy? Right now it is I'm pretty sure it's the largest destination in the world for stem cell therapy. It's legal in the United States. We do it all the time, but it does have restrictions. And those restrictions include the fact that we're not able to expand, meaning culture the stem cells in the United States. That's prohibited. And there's certain application types that people shy away from, because of the regulations. So in Mexico, the regulatory environment is very different. You can advertise freely. You can apply different applications freely, such as intrathecal into the spinal cord. You can culture the stem cells. So we do. And because we can expand the cells, our pricing is better in Mexico. Because it's a volume type of thing. Receiving a lot of stem cells is more feasible. Some of these conditions, you're going to need 2 to 4 million stem cells per kilogram. That might be upwards of 200-300 million. That's cost prohibitive in the United States, but very feasible with us in Mexico. There's also the potential for non-frozen cells. In the United States, we process cells and then we have to freeze them and wait 2 weeks for the testing to come back. I'll explain that here in a moment. But in Mexico, we can do that testing and still have them ready, fresh, and not having them frozen. So why choose us out of the clinics in Mexico? We are the busiest provider in Mexico. We have been for years. Patients truly do get first-class stem cell therapy for economy pricing. And we base that off of our volume. We do a few hundred cases a month around the world. We're in 7 countries. We've done 25,000 procedures in the last decade. We pass on what's called our volume buying power to our patients to keep our pricing very affordable. high value as well. So it's the most affordable, highest quality cells in all of Mexico. I'll expand on that. So as I mentioned, we are allowed to expand the cells in Mexico. We only go to the 4th passage or less. The International Society of Stem Cells says going to the 6th passage or less is just fine. The quality, effectiveness, the potency of those stem cells is still very high. Most other clinics in Mexico go past that. And they do that because they can then offer a lot of stem cells very inexpensive, but it's at your expense, right? Meaning that the cells are not potent. They're just giving you numbers, but those stem cells are non-functional. And it's a real disservice. We have developed the IntelliCell. We identified the best mesenchymal stem cells in each batch. We separate those and expand those. We check for proper surface markers, colony-forming units, and we karyotype those cells to make sure they're the most functional possible. We also use normal oxygen expansion. There are some clinics, specifically like CPI, that talk about hypoxic stem cells. Those are more proliferative and more powerful. There's no evidence for that in humans or animals at all. So we base what we do off of real-world evidence in peer-reviewed publications with the 25 customized protocols that we offer. So as far as the quality and safety controls, it doesn't matter where we are in the world, our quality controls do not change. We intensely screen our donors. They have to answer like 210 questions about all different kinds of things: smoking, history of drug abuse, tattoos, all types of family history. And, less than half make it through that. And then when we actually get the umbilical cord tissue, we test it for the things like what you see on the right here: hepatitis, HIV, syphilis, West Nile virus. It's a pretty lengthy list. There's actually more. That's what we list on the certificate of analysis in the United States. We also test for sterility for 14 days. We check for bacteria, virus, fungus, endotoxin. We send about 20 vials, maybe more, to the third party. And all that has to be negative before we release it for use. All right, so our outcomes are unparalleled in the world. Over 85% patient satisfaction year over year. We ask patients, would you do it again? Would you recommend it to friends and family? And over 85 out of 100 continuously say yes. We've done 25,000 stem cell procedures in the past 10 years globally. In our 7 countries that we're in, with over 40 locations. Mexico is our busiest country based on our reputation. A lot of our patients are referrals, word of mouth, based on success and their experience. We offer a lot of value with these procedures. Free ground transportation from the airport to the clinic, hotel. We do offer a free hotel for patient treatment packages that are 100 million stem cells or higher. Sometimes it's one night. It could be upwards of 3 nights. All right. Patients get free PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. You can sometimes use that with the injections, maybe also use it for the face, for a great microneedling type of treatment to help look younger, minimize wrinkles, and have that skin glow. We offer free exosomes to a point. In separate videos, I've done the chart where I show how many exosomes patients get. We feel it's very important to use stem cells and exosomes together for that 1-2 punch. And every patient gets a free multivitamin infusion to help prime the system and activate the stem cells faster. Other clinics want to charge for all these different components. So, quick comparison. There are only a few clinics that are comparable to R3. A lot of them I wouldn't even put in the same league because of how they process the cells. We will price match most clinics that are comparable. But a lot of the ones we get, they don't have the quality control. There's a very high chance of something going wrong. If they're going to offer you 300 million stem cells for a couple $1,000s, you can't do the proper testing for that much so something's wrong, all right, and you should steer clear. So I've included 3 here: CPI, Bioxcellerator, and Panama. They are all reputable, comparable clinics to R3. However, in short, they are catering to the 1%. For instance, we offer 100 million stem cells with us, with R3, at $8,850 US dollars. With them, I can tell you from experience, from seeing the quotations, it's $20,000 plus. CPI does not offer extra exosomes. Most of them don't. Now, you have to keep in mind that this is not a cure. You're not going to go and get one procedure and be done for the rest of your life, all right? You are going to need a repeat procedure. I can't tell you how many times a week we get calls from patients and their families asking us, can you please help me? I can't afford to go back to Panama or wherever they went the first time for $20,000, $25,000 when we're, around 10 or 12, like half or less. And that's the problem, is you're going to need repeat procedures, or you're going to want them, and it's not feasible to spend that kind of money every time, right? Especially when we have equitable biologics, maybe even superior because we use the IntelliCell, and the safety is unparalleled, right? We check for every type of disease that the FDA requires in the U.S. and more, okay? So patients can rest assured that they're receiving a safe treatment. So we have 2 locations currently in Mexico. We have one in Tijuana. It's in the Rio Zona Business District. And it's actually in this building that you see here. We're only 5 minutes over the border. It's a very safe neighborhood. It's in a medical high-rise. Ground transportation is included, as I mentioned. Okay? Now, you don't see it in this picture, but there is a very, very nice hotel called Hotel Lucerna where we put patients up, for the multiple session treatments. That's where I stay. And then in Cancun/Playa del Carmen, we have a location on the east side of Mexico. That's where patients from, eastern United States often go, or Europe, and they want to spend some time. It's on the beach. It's a large location. We do include ground transportation, often the hotel as well for the larger treatment programs. So those are the 2 locations, and the treatments are very, very effective, safe in both locations. All right, we offer free consultations. You can contact us at info@r3stemcell.com. Give us a call at +1-844-GET-STEM. Okay, and then visit us online at stemcellmexico.com. If you click on our YouTube channel, we have over 800 educational videos on YouTube and over 150 success stories to see. A lot of those are probably similar to what you're dealing with, or at least a few of them. All right. Thanks for joining me, and we look forward to helping you.